See?
A couple of election cycles ago, I think I sang Sinatra for Tom, and he hasn't really forgiven me for that. And actually, I do a better job with Johnny Cash, so I think if I win in November, I promise I'll sing at least one Johnny Cash standard for you, Tom.
You win in November, I'll let you sing it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I really appreciate it. Especially, I'd like to thank the Democratic Nominating Committee of the 39th District. Charlie Nell, Tom Duffasey is here, Pat DiBernardo, Dennis McGinnity. I really appreciate being nominated for this important position, and it's going to be a good thing for the towns of Charlestown, Exeter, and Richmond for me to be the representative. I'm going to work really hard to do the best job that I can. I'd also like to thank the members of the town councils that were able to make it or express their regrets. Eric Davis is here from the Richmond Town Council. I'd like to acknowledge him. I appreciate all the support from the Richmond Democratic Town Committee, especially members emeritus like Marge Bumpus here, who actually held this seat a few years ago and has actually run against the person I'm trying to replace, Joe Scott. So thank you very much for coming, Margie. Well, as you know, Joe Scott is not going to be running in November, so I've decided to take advantage of that and move into this seat. I think I'm a good person for this job. I think I can address a lot of the concerns that are important to people in Richmond. People, when they move to this area, are very concerned about the rural character. They're very concerned about quality of life. And of course, in these difficult economic times, people are very concerned about the pocketbook issues. We're at a situation now at the state level where aid is being cut left and right to the individual towns. So you need a strong voice in Providence to argue on your behalf, and I believe I'm the right person for that. I'm going to be very strong on environmental issues. We're blessed in this area between the Arcadia management area. We have the Wood River watershed. We have the Queen River watershed in nearby Exeter and Charlestown. And these aquifers and water areas are not only places where we use for enjoyment, but they're also are tied in very closely to the development of the future development of the region. So we have to take care of those and nurture those areas. I was fortunate enough the other day to go to Exeter and visit. They're doing something called the Borderlands Project. And what it is, it's a group of outside consultants who are coming in. They're polling the individual members of Exeter and asking them, what are the things that most concern you? What are the things that you like about Exeter? What are the things that you want to preserve? And what they're going to do is they're going to help present a development plan to the people of Exeter. And it's very similar to the Wyoming project, which I was lucky enough to be involved in with Jim Trecker from Economic Development. Jerry Curran, who couldn't be with us tonight, is the chair. We worked with the University of Rhode Island, specifically Professor Will Green and his landscape architecture team, and they basically, for the mere cost of $5,000, came in and they looked at Wyoming Village and proposed different ways to develop it. And we're going to be using that as a blueprint to develop Richmond later on. The idea behind the Borderlands project is a similar thing. They've called in outside consultants. I think they're getting about $50,000, which is about 10 times the cost of the students at the University of Rhode Island. But they're trying to do a similar thing, polling, getting information from the residents, and then trying to come up with an intelligent plan for developing that part of the world. One thing I learned from the Borderlands project that I thought was pretty interesting is that, and this just was mentioned in today's Providence Journal, they're going to be putting the Fire Academy, the state is, it's state property in Exeter, at the Ladd Center, which sits on a 1 million-gallon aquifer. So the people in Exeter, one of the results of the Borderlands project polling is people are very concerned about that. And if anyone read the article in today's Providence Journal, you know that the town council president in Exeter, Cal Ellis, is very concerned and kind of upset that the people in Exeter aren't being consulted. So what I want to do at the state level is I want to be that strong voice for the people in this area, do everything I can to control finances, protect the environment, preserve the rural character of the area. and I appreciate all your support. Thank you very much for coming out today. And those of you who haven't had an opportunity to meet my sisters and my mom, just came here from Connecticut. This is my mom, my sister Ann, my sister Mary, my sister Teresa, and Lauren. And I'd like to introduce my wife and children if they could come up. Come on up, Patty. Anyhow, I couldn't do this without the support and love of my family. My wife Patty, my daughter Xaviera, my daughter Jacqueline, and my son Lee. But thank you very much for coming out today. Enjoy the food and make sure you say hello before you go.
Are we?
That's all right. The top of your head is
Thank you very much for coming, Charlie. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next day.